Madama.
Hola, gentes. Welcome back. We took a little
Hola, hola, hola.
and going forward, um I'm going to be doing reviews. My amiga here will be
I will make guest appearances once in a while.
won't be doing reviews other than a guest appearance. And and that will be that. And if we have a few other guest appearance people, I'll let you know. But for now, you're stuck with me. Um,
The amiga may volunteer depending on the mood.
so yesterday, we did a little review, but we're not gonna post that. We're doing some additional learning right now. My friend has done some learning and I'm learning from her. So we're trying to up our game, and this is learning for options. So hopefully we'll be increasing our knowledge, but the videos will only be for the YouTube videos will still focus on stocks and stuff. But once in a while, once I feel I've learned some things, I may toss in or talk about a few other option topics, just like we did in the past too. So today was a Wednesday. Um and I'm starting with Chipotle, which had a 50-1 split. Um and because of that, I felt they would be a high mover because people love this stock. And even though it had went all the way up past $66, um, as always, I do like to stuff that has done a big bounce up. Like we can see here. I'll take this off so you guys can see it. But things that have had a really crazy wick up. We had a crazy wick down. And then I'm like, well, it should be coming up, but it could be all over the place. So I kind of expected the wick to possibly get like lowest right here. And it got a little bit lower than that. But thank goodness it did come back up. So this right here, it scares me a little bit because we basically don't have a candle. And it's just kind of like a wick down. So this thing could be coming down a little bit for the day, but it's relatively strong. Even though I only have one moving average, it's relatively strong. So you can look at this as, hey, a good time to go long and let it pop up, which every single time it's done. Um, so if it does hit back at the 62 again, or 63 area, 62, 63, I think I want to buy it until it proves itself not to be worthy, at least as a day trade. And then the 60-minute chart, I usually don't do the 60 minutes, but because I've been learning from someone, I've been doing looking at 60-minute charts. I've incorporated it. So we'll just talk here. So I'm all over the place. I was trading this like crazy. It came out very good for me. I was okay with getting to that low wick that I showed you on the daily. We'll take off some ink here so you can actually see. But basically, I got in somewhere around here, but I waited until we got like around here when it was consolidating and starting to come back up to average it. And I think I had like 100 shares here, and then just so I could have some skin in the game. And then when it started to consolidate here, which it dipped down to the lows, but then you want to see that it is consolidating. And we did see that. And then as it started to come up, I averaged in and basically got out, got back in as it was doing its little dips. It's 3 mountains, 1, 2, and 3 here. And I felt it just kind of kept going. It gave you something. So you could have got out close to here or as it was coming back up. And to me, my goal was to see if it was going to meet this 66. I generally got out top around 65.50 because I didn't want to be greedy. Even though the 66 was here in my mind, I said, hey, if I get 65.50, that will be just below this consolidation point. But it seemed like it was working its way up there. And so that's where I was trying to get out, like around right before the 66 area. 65.50 was my top. And then as it went back down, so I followed it up to like 11 to 11:30. I shorted, and then 11:30 to 12 I went heavy long, and then at 12 I went heavy short, and then I went and had a sandwich, and I tried to get back in, um but it didn't go down low enough, so I just left it alone. But today was a good day for me, and it was all courtesy of Chipotle. And this is not a stock that I normally trade. Um, I think maybe I bought it once or twice before, but it was moving today, and it basically was because of the what you call it.
It's probably going to move more tomorrow as well because if you look at it, if you go back to Chipotle, it
Mhm.
had a lot of volume, 27 million.
That's
I'm
why
not
I
sure.
got in it.
And so probably tomorrow is going to have some more as well.
Oh
So
yes, because of something. I took my volume stock off of my daily. What's this? Okay, no, it's still on the VWAP, but it's all the way at the bar.
you can add your volume.
You can't really see it. Uh,
I think you took it off.
no, it's bouncing up here, but it's just low.
Okay.
Let me put this on. I want to do what's my average
Average true.
true
Mhm.
range? That's the one I want. Okay. So, will it come on this one? Okay, good. So, it only moves $2. So,
Well, that's because of the thing.
yeah, so,
Like it used to move
okay,
like
this
two
is
hundred
better. Okay.
dollars.
So, as you can see, the volume has been uppity up, last few days. And it's just a question of, is it going to go down a little bit? But like I said, this level here, this 63, 62.90, whatever you want to call it, it seems like a nice floor that everyone can be happy about. But tomorrow is Thursday. But still, if you can, maybe it bounces down to the floor again, and then comes back up, or vice versa. But it seems like a good stock, and it seems like a lot of activity due to the the split. We'll start with the good stuff today. So Roku, Porcaria, so we're not gonna really look at it. But let me get the chart fixed in a way. It looks like we're coming down anyway. Tesla, it's been having a rough time. It did come back up from its lows of like, can you believe it? Just a few months
Can you
ago,
scrunch it up?
it got to
What am-
140, 137. Man. So we were, whoa. I can't believe it got down that far. I thought it was just the 170s. But we were thinking though it could get down to COVID levels. But it basically got down to this 160 to 170 range, and then it broke that and it got down to 140, but it came back. We thought it was gonna break it and keep going, but it came back. Who knows if it will come back down. I know they've done some layoffs. Um, let me put this on here. What's the one we use? We always use a 200 and a what? 50 day? Yeah.
Yeah, we used to use 50 and 100, or 50 and 200.
Come on. This for okay. Okay. I shouldn't use cyan. I use okay. So yeah. So we have the red crossing over the blue. So I don't know if this is heading back down or not. Honestly, I don't know if I like it at around 200. I don't definitely like it as a long. I will only like it if it got probably over this 260, 270 area. But right now, I don't know if I like it as a long. Yeah, it hasn't proven it to me. If this comes back around and turns back around, maybe. I don't know. I don't like it as a long yet. And it's been volatile anyway, so it's still a good, it can move stock, but I wouldn't put all your baskets into going long on it.
Yes, it's still in a downward channel. If you look at it, if you go back to the daily, like from 222 till now, every single mountain is down, like
Oh
every
yeah,
peak. So it's still in a downward channel until it proves itself otherwise. It's still kind of like
it,
it's still, it has to break, like you said, it has to break, in my guesstimation, 219 area, 229, for it to be considered breaking this channel.
so anyway, so yeah. So if it breaks out this 270 area, I would say go with it. If not,
Just one
Okay,
side note on
short it.
this. Another side note, EVs, based on what the market is saying, EVs are not popular. And yes, Rivian got popular today or yesterday because of Volkswagen, but for Tesla to continue to go up, it has to face a lot of competition from Chinese EVs and now even Rivian slash Volkswagen. Just side note.
So open, yeah, hard to buy right now. It's also trending now, which is bad because it's summer. And I was afraid of this and wanted to stay away from it. It's dropped below the $2 level, it seems like, and so now we have a stabilization level, probably at this 160 here. But I'm still like, I don't know. To me, I just wouldn't go long on it, but because of the time of year, I wouldn't also, um, I also wouldn't, short it, you know, and it doesn't move that much anyway. We've already took a lot of the money out of that, so open, so I'd say just leave it alone. Not sure if Apple is breaking out again. Obviously, it hits
It's Amazon.
I'm sorry, Amazon 52 weeks high again. And so I'm not sure if this is another breakout or what. It looks like it. So that's a possibility. We could see if we're gonna get to 200. But right here, basically, we got 1, 2, 3, and looks like a potential breakout. So if you like it, you think it's strong, go for the gold. I will say you do have the 50-day. It looks like it could be curving to me, but right now everything's forte, aka strong. So just go for the goal. Go for the breakout. You might as well, until we get a large indication that things are moving down
I agree with this
and
analysis.
we start seeing the trend go underneath our at least 50-day moving average and then 200-day, then we can say, okay, things are trending now. Right now, everything's just going up, so just go for it. Campbell's, I'm glad I stayed the heck away from here. It got as high as like almost 47, but then it started to just tank again. So I am thinking that this may be going down again. It didn't, the expectation that it would come up for the winter never happened. And it seemed it would be an off season for it to come up now. Well, maybe, because if
It
this
broke
is true, that it's reporting on third quarter,
it broke
then,
out.
um, then it could be reporting on their quarters must be very extended, because if it is reporting on third quarter, then it would be going into fourth quarter and it would be breaking out. So if you like it now, you could try to get it. Obviously, it would have been better to get it here when it went down on third quarter revenue, because we want to get it as close as to 40 as we could, and it seemed like it got right at 42. But still, if you like it, that's fine. But and it may be not on the season, it may be based off of the reporting quarter. So they just reported for the third quarter, the next will be the fourth quarter. So it should be coming up in anticipation of that if it's still going to be doing well. So this may be another one you may want to look at for like a $5 to $10 jump. And I say $5 to $10 because that 55 level, kind of 55, 56, 57, that's kind of always been our level. So we could put on a nose, but I was just disappointed in it over the winter. And so I kind of KAT. Piton, um, nothing to write home here. It's terrible. It did do a nice bounce of $4. I wanted to see if it was gonna get to the $5 level or closer to the $5 level here. It seems like it never did. Um, and it's bleeding terribly. Third quarter. So I don't know. Um, I would think it would come back down, or continue to go down. So I would just keep saying, just keep shorting it if you want to. But it's just, it doesn't move that much, 20 cents a day. So it's just, if you want to get like 2,000 shares and just hold on to it, which it's like you can make money, quicker, instead of holding on to it for a few days. So to me, it doesn't move enough now to make it worth it. So that's why I just stay away, unless it's a day that there's some news or something like that. And usually with that, on the news, it may jump up. On bad news, it will jump up and go up a little bit, but then you get it that day for a short, and the next day is when it tanks. Mensana, Apple. So looks like we finally hit 200. That we have been waiting for. And then it basically, it was very weak for the longest time. We got down to the 160s, and then all of a sudden it shot up. It had earnings, which was decent. It wasn't like anything spectacular, but it was decent. And all of a sudden it just jumped from this 180 area and just went cray cray. And if we had been paying attention, we could have easily jumped on it. Because when it was down here, it was good. Even if getting it at around like 180, 185. Sorry. I don't know why we didn't jump on this. It would have been nice, a little nice thing to hold. Sorry, I just have to blow my nose. It would have been a nice thing to hold. But we just let it go buck wild and get up to 120, and then now it's just, okay, is it gonna keep going? So, I'm not gonna tell you to try to get in this, because obviously you should always be trying to get in. But it seems like we're crossing right now, and all I can say is this will probably be going up, and it looks very strong. Just try to get it on a dip. If you can get it anywhere, maybe around 195 or so. As it comes down this mountain, and then when it comes up the second time, then you can take your money and run. So maybe, Elisa, we put a notification, like below 200 type thing, so we can pay more attention to it. Because it's a very good stock, and it fooled us for a
What
while.
level
That
do you want me to put? What notification
I think
level?
200 or less notification, because it's a nice stock, and I think we just got fooled because for a while it was just very weak, relatively weak, and now it just shot up, and everyone forgot this is Mansana. So Boeing, um, I'm sorry, I'm just waiting for this to come down. Um, I really don't have any faith in it. If I say 120, people will look at me stupid, but I'm not feeling Boeing right now. I think they have been screwing with people. I think they're gonna pay major money potentially, and I just think they're in a bad situation. I still like the stock long term, but now long term means like 5+ years. Because it's so much caca on it that it's gonna take a long time to get the stink off of this stock. I just think it has a stink on it now, even though people know that it's definitely gonna come back. But the stink that's on it, you don't want to get this at 200, 180, and then watch it bleed down to 120 just because of news stuff and because of all of that kind of stuff. You don't want to do that. You'd be happier by putting at least if we put like a 120/25 notification. If we can do a 125 or less notification, and when it gets down there, then you buy it, and then you're happy because it can only go up from there. That's better to do that for that stock. So go for the long term on it. Walmart. Um, uh, this is the stock I love. I love. It's a hate relationship, but I do like this stock. It did the split. It was bouncing around 60. Then all it takes is one day. You just have to wait for it. So around here, let's say we did the split, and then for freaking, I don't know, a little over a month, it just bounces around and then it jumps up and then it's moving. So we missed it. I knew we were gonna miss it with Walmart because unless you're just in it, you're going to miss it. And but yeah, if it ever fills the gap, comes back to 60, then yes, I definitely jump in again. Hood, believe it or not, I played around with Hood a little bit today. I not anything serious, but I did play with it. And I think I probably made a little bit of money because I got out kind of early, but I can't even honestly I can't remember what I did. I don't think I lost money here, but I got out really early because I saw that it was, and I think I may have done a short too because it did look like it was coming down. Um, but yeah. Um, let me see how this will be from tomorrow. Yeah, it may be a good long for tomorrow. Let's see. Yeah, this is something I will put on my notes as a potential long. Finally, um, they're not beating it down like crazy because it had been doing well. And so I'm so happy for this that it's starting to come back because I think this didn't get the credit that it deserved. And I think a lot of people were pissed because it basically forced the industry, the brokers industry to change. And a lot of people didn't like that. So yeah, that may be on my list, on my sticky list, Munoz. I don't care about Home Depot. It's too expensive for me, even if other people like it. I don't know if this is a turn downward or what, if it's starting to cross or what, but it's just too expensive for me to deal with. This other fish in the sea. EBC, I'm not sure what it's gonna do next. I just don't know. I guess one could think it would come up. Yeah, it has stabilized itself around this 3. Um, but I don't know. But I do like its dividend. Dix, I see Dix has continued to roll. So we came down and we came back even higher. It had already went way past 52-week highs like crazy, as you can see. Um, you know, it's basically about to damn near double that soon. So it seems like it's gonna keep going. If you want to get in this, try to get it back around 200, and yeah. And believe it or not, quarter 1, quarter 2, with it getting into the summer, you could get it to come down a little bit in anticipation of the fall. But if it comes down to 200 and then it's gonna keep going up for the third mountain, take that. But wait to get it at 200 because it's very strong right now. Target. Let's see what Target did. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, I wasn't expecting this. So we were thinking Target, it was gonna hit this level, which it did, and it came up, and we were saying, hey, we're gonna fill the gap from back here and keep going. But it didn't make it, Elisa. So it's weak. But oh, here's the reason why. It didn't meet earnings. So this is basically a good one to short, Elisa. Now that it didn't make earnings, it looks like people are dropping it, and it's probably going to come back down to this $128.30 level. Let's look at this for manana on the notice, Elise. As a potential short. You know, it moves $3 a day, and
Yes, ma'am. I have the notice.
it seems like a good daily short or good option short because it seems like we're easily going to get this 130 level. And that's like $15, $16, $17 difference, you know. So yeah, not bad. Yeah, it's just gonna ride the wave. Because it had been flying high above. Now it's about to drop below, you know. As long as it continues to drop below our 200 day, then it's gonna go down. Yeah. Coca-Cola. I heard that got upgraded, but I hate Coca-Cola so much. I'm not gonna touch it. Meta. Um, muy fuerte, muy fuerte, muy fuerte. So, we thought maybe when it dropped below the 50-day, it was starting to come back, but it come back down. It didn't. if you want to try again, you can try again. Maybe, but just be careful. I could see it coming back down a little bit. I don't mind trying. It's an expensive stock to try it with, you know? So if you have cojones like that, where you feel like, hey, I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit, or you could be intelligente and just wait until it starts showing itself, because here it started showing itself, and people who got in saying, okay, the anvil's about to drop, and then it just boom, kicked people out of the short and went back up. So now these people are scared now. Like, they all lost money, This is 430 all the way back. That's $80, per share. So it's scary, when it just comes back like that. So I can see why people would be against it, but you have to see the 50 days coming down. So you're either gonna wait for it to drop, or you're gonna try to anticipate and make the money. More than likely, I personally think they may try to let it slide at the next earnings. So they may try to keep this mountain, come down, mountain, come down into the next earnings, and then let it start to slide. We are getting into summer. Mickey D's, it's gonna have its $5 cheapo meal. And Mickey D's, they did make it all the way to the bottom. We weren't sure if it was gonna make it, but it did get to 250. And now I would say, personally, I think people should buy it. You know, like, this is a good stock on a bad day. It is crossing, so that makes me kind of scared that it's crossing here. But this is Terry's exact thing to say, hey, buy a good stock on a bad day. Because McDonald's, do you think it's gonna come back to down to like these lows? We know it has support here. So around 240, it's gonna come up, even if it drops another $10. But I don't I don't like that it's under the moving average, but it is McDonald's. Only if the earnings were terrible, which I don't even see that happening. So I don't know. What's your thoughts, Elisa? It being under the 200-day, and it does scare me. And the 50-day,
Let me look at it closely from the other view that I like to look at it. Let's see. Hold on a second.
you mean the 60-minute?
No, actually the daily view.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so let me look at I have it here.
If it wasn't under both the 200 and the 50, I would be like, okay, jump in for a long. But it kind of scares me. Like, I kind of ask myself, is it going to go down a little bit more, or maybe it's going to get to 240? It just scares me a little. We're about to lose time, I know. So I'm